Hello, welcome to this tropical update for the Indian Ocean and some parts of Southeast Asia. So let's see what's happening. We have the disturbance 94S, the middle of the Indian Ocean, and that has a high chance of development, alright? It might eventually affect Madagascar, some areas there. We still have some tropical downpours lingering near Southeast Asia and the Philippines in some areas, and some very heavy rain and another disturbance in Oceania. But we'll make another detailed video focusing more on Oceania tonight or tomorrow, probably. So stay tuned there. But here for the Indian Ocean, there's 94S there, and it's starting to organize there, and the models generally take this towards northern Madagascar. Some are stronger, some are weaker, and some get stronger than Mozambique Channel and dive down south. And we'll have to watch this closely for some areas recently affected by cyclones like Mayotte or some areas, but it's not forecast to be strong like Chido. It will likely be much weaker and pass like just east of Mayotte, but better keep a watch, monitor. So here for the models now shows where is Indian Ocean. So here shows like those disturbances there, and they have another disturbance here too. Still at sorry about the noise. So still at a low chance of development near the southeastern Indian Ocean. So here for the models, the GFS does have both disturbances there. This goes and it shows the cyclone formula there in the southwestern Indian Ocean near 995 millibars, like tropical storm, and does get to category 1 before landfall in Madagascar. Then it shows there and it shows it passing just east of Mayotte, but dangerously close, then dives down south, still like category 1, the Mozambique Channel, that then dives down south. The GFS does something absolutely crazy, like 950 millibars near southern Mozambique. That probably won't happen whatsoever because the GFS exaggerates a lot, and has a cyclone just after it, like 977. At the same time, it has a cyclone near northwestern Australia. So the GFS is very like crazy, but we have to watch. So let's see here. The European shows both disturbances there. One near the eastern Indian Ocean, that's kind of weak, and the European does show the cyclone forming near northern Madagascar, close to 988 millibars. That's like strong tropical storm. So it goes, makes landfall in northern Madagascar, and kind of remains in Madagascar. So just leaves some rainstorms in the Comoros, but remains in Madagascar, and then shows it organizing again the Mozambique Channel, and this is the European, right? Because it's also doing some crazy things, like it shows it's strengthening to 947 category 4 in the southern part of the Mozambique Channel. So this is very crazy. I don't know what's happening to these models today, but actually there in the Mozambique Channel, the waters are still warm there. It's not like the middle of the Indian Ocean that's already cold. So this is possible if the other conditions, the wind shear and everything, allows it. But it goes and still has a like, and after that it has another disturbance remaining behind it, and like 970 cyclone on the 21st, and at the same time a weaker one near northwestern Australia. So we have to watch this very closely, but step by step, so that no one freaks out, because far out in time, these models do show some crazy stuff. So let's focus on this immediate storm now, heading towards northern Madagascar, and be prepared there. And if you are like along the western coast of Madagascar, or in the Comoros and Mayotte, or Mozambique, you should be just watching this, but not freaking out. So, because we still don't know what will happen to it that far out in time. So this, the Canadian model, shows a 993 tropical storm making landfall on the 11th, northern Madagascar. So the time frame is around the 10th and the 11th, especially most likely on the 11th. So it goes there, shows a cyclone in the Mozambique Channel, 991, but passages south and east of Mayotte, so doesn't show striking there directly, but there might be some storms from this. So it comes and shows like 980 there off of Mozambique, and 979 the southern Mozambique Channel, and it shows making landfall again in southern Madagascar on the 17th. And it goes there, shows some lingering disturbances, the Bay of Bengal, some heavy rain, sometimes in Sri Lanka, but no cyclones whatsoever. And the Canadian still doesn't have anything for Northwestern Australia. And let's see here, the icon. So it does show the disturbance there now. It goes, and the icon does have a like 1,000 to 998 millibar tropical storm, not northern Madagascar, but the icon is very, very weak, still show like 1,000 millibars on the 11th in a landfall. So yeah, the icon is still weak, but the Neptune, it has the disturbance there. There's a like 999 to 1,001 millibars in northern Madagascar. It goes there, and the Neptune also strengthens this in the Mozambique Channel, closer to the southern Mozambique Channel in some areas. So gotta watch there, especially for southern Madagascar or southern Mozambique. So be aware. And now here the European, maybe for some other stuff like the wind shear. So it does show a stronger wind shear further north in the Seychelles, some areas, but when this goes to the Mozambique Channel, it does have less wind shear where it's at. So it goes there, and yeah, and shows right where it's forming there. It's favorable, and does show a little bit more maybe in northern Madagascar, but the Mozambique Channel shows less there. And for like the here, the sea surface temperatures are very good, around 29 degrees, 28 degrees where it's forming, and right in the Mozambique channels go close to 30 degrees Celsius, even 31 further south. So this does have more fuel to intensify there. So yeah, be aware, and it's still some days out to predict the exact strength wind gusts this might have in Madagascar, but the European models is already showing like on the 11th close to 144 km per gusts at landfall. Shows like some others 114, 78 km per gusts. So this goes on the 11th, shows more there over northern Madagascar. So this goes shows slightly gusty in the Comoros too, but nothing crazy. So this goes and shows it strengthening more the southern Mozambique channel with higher gusts over southwestern Madagascar. So be aware. The GFS shows this forming there, and slightly windier Mauritius in some areas, but nothing crazy, just slightly breezier. The 10th, this goes there. The GFS does have a little bit less. The landfall, like close to 92, 93 partners in northern Madagascar. And if this does become like a fully flat tropical storm, I think the winds might be a little bit higher than this, closer to the European or something. But the European did have a category 1, so yeah. And the GFS passes closer to Mayotte and the Comoros, so some higher gusts there, but it doesn't pass right over. So yeah, be aware. So this goes there, and then it shows strengthening there in the southern Mozambique channel with some higher waves, and the GFS eventually wants to take this to southern Mozambique on the 18th, but that's too far out and we don't know much yet. So yeah, be aware. Now for the potential rainfall from this, it does show like the European model, as this goes to northern Madagascar, shows more than 227 millimeters, some spots like 207, some spots like 199, not 179, yeah. And so stay safe to like 102, even parts of the eastern coast of Madagascar, and as this might pass very close to Madagascar on the west coast, shows close to more than 150, some spots to the west coast. So stay safe there, especially when this comes. Be careful with flooding there in northern Madagascar, and landslides and river flooding and urban flooding. So stay safe, please. Be careful there. So because most of this rain will fall between the 10th and the 12th, so making it more dangerous because it will be in a relatively short amount of time. So stay safe. Now the GFS does have right in North Madagascar there, close to 202 meters, 208, 214, so stay safe those areas. The GFS also indicating a lot of rain and potential flooding. Yeah, because if 212 millimeters fall within like 48 hours, it would cause flooding. So please stay safe. And then shows the eastern coast of the northeastern coast of Madagascar as well on the next 5 days, more than 100 meters as well. But the GFS takes the worst of the winds just south of Mayotte, but it takes the worst of the rainfall over Mayotte. So it has like 265 millimeters just until the 13th in Mayotte there. So please just monitor the situation there, and just in case, be prepared. But this won't be another Chido, don't worry. And if there are major changes to the forecast, we will monitor it. But just be aware there. And a scenario like the European is much better because it has just a storm or two in Mayotte, and the worst further south than the Mozambique channel. So let's hope for the best, but just be prepared just in case. The icon does have in North Madagascar close or more than 200 meters, especially the northwesternmost tip there. This is some areas close to 300 millimeters the icon has. So, and although the icon is relatively weak with the cyclone, it does show a lot of rain, especially on the northeastern coast too. So stay safe. Some other areas there. There's 96 meters in Mayotte. That's way better than the GFS, but still might be a little bit dangerous because of some potential flooding. So be aware those areas, and far out in time that the European does have this diving down to southern Madagascar. Again, this like 13 days out, you should never trust this like too far out in time, and the model updates every single day, so you should never trust this. But it just goes to show you that over parts of the southwestern Indian Ocean and southeastern Africa, it will be very wet over the next 2 weeks. So be aware. Now for some waves, maybe depending on the strength of this, the waves might be higher. But it also shows a little bit slightly higher waves in Mauritius, and as this passes close. But the highest ones in Madagascar just makes landfall. So that shows 6 meter waves, the European, and the GFS some 3 meters, to almost like 6 meters too. So stay safe from storm surge and those things, but it still depends a lot on the strength of this. But if it's a tropical storm, like most models indicate, it will be like some storm surge, but nothing crazy. But some other zones now, like India and Sri Lanka, shows more rain, like next 5 days. Southernmost India, some thunderstorms, but nothing that crazy. Shows some heavy rains, some spots in Sri Lanka, so stay safe there. Some downpours sometimes, but nothing that crazy. Shows that the Maldives too, a little bit better the recent weeks. Sorry for the noise. So better the recent weeks, but still some storms around. So beware, a shower too in the Langstrip Islands, or a thunderstorm or two. So be aware. And now for like Indonesia, those areas, just on the next 5 days, showing some very heavy tropical downpours into like Sumatra, and also parts of southern Malaysia and Singapore. So showed like 101 millimeters in Singapore, 104 on next 5 days, and on the southeastern coast of Malaysia, showed all the way to 181 to like 184 millimeters. So be aware, those areas shows like the worst downpours central Sumatra, but basically all of Sumatra. There might be some very strong downpours. Like here on the satellite, you can see those storms there, some heavy downpours and gusty winds, so be careful those storms. So now shows like in central Indonesia, Kalimantan, some spots 206 meters as well, so 104. Central Malaysia, some 100 meters, many spots too. And like in Brunei, more showers and thunderstorms, more spots there. So stay safe with these downpours there in central Indonesia, because those storms that showed the satellite can provide some heavy tropical downpours. And I saw some news of flooding over the recent weeks, so parts of Indonesia. So stay safe. Now for Java, some areas there shows also some higher accumulations, some areas near central southern Java, some areas like 122 millimeters, some spots near like westernmost Java, more than 102, some isolated spots in Java, some heavier downpours. And stay safe. Some other southern areas of Indonesia, those downpours there shows in East Timor too, some 74 millimeters, and occasionally more those heavier downpours, because if a very heavy storm comes, it might dump more rain than it's showing here. just like I talk about for Australia, sometimes some high resolution models that shows some specific spots a lot with some heavier downpour. So keep that in mind too. But this rain here is like the 5 day accumulation, so it won't all fall in one day. It'll be distributed throughout 5 days. But for some, it might be a lot. So be careful. But just 2 days shows less, of course, because it's less time. But shows some heavier downpours in some areas, so especially in the Philippines. Just over the next 2 days, 19 hours, the European model area has like 284 millimeters. Some spots in the eastern Philippines. So stay safe there. The Europeans sometimes exaggerates, but most times it's right. So just be aware that the Philippines, if this happens, be careful with flooding and everything. It also shows more passive showers and storms some other parts of the Philippines. So stay safe. And the northeastern Philippines does show some close to 100 meters as well, some 82 meters. So be aware. And next 5 days, the Philippines increases even more. The European model has more than 400 millimeters next 5 days. Those spots, the central eastern Philippines. So be careful in those areas. Stay tuned to your local weather forecast with alerts and everything. And the Europeans also some more isolated spots to 404 millimeters in some areas, 546. So it might be exaggerating a little bit, but if this happens, even over a 5 day period, might cause a lot of flooding. So please be careful. Those spots, central Philippines, the southern Philippines also shows more moisture, more than 150 millimeters in some spots, some 88 millimeters. So be aware those areas. Shows like the South China Sea, some spots more than 100 meters, especially those islands there like Calayan and Sington community, and not there strong SAS. So stay safe there. Those like heavy storms, the middle of the sea, might be scary and can cause flooding. So stay safe. Now in Vietnam, some areas shows also some higher totals. Nothing crazy like a few months ago, but there shows still some storms central Vietnam next 5 days. Also spotted to a little bit further south to southern Thailand shows some more thunderstorms too. But there shows some areas close to 70 meters, but nothing like a month ago that we had that crazy rain there. But more spots of eastern Malaysia does show some heavier downpours. So stay safe. Now for the GFS, it also does have on the central eastern Philippines next Friday like 200 millimeters, many spots of 300. The European had 400, so this isn't that much of a difference, but it's a little bit less than the European. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful with flooding and everything. So stay safe. Shows even some other spots, the central Philippines, some high totals, and the northeastern Philippines still like some 84 millimeters, almost 100 some spots. So stay safe. And the southern Philippines has some spots close to 100 meters to next 5 days. So stay safe there. And the GFS has some crazy rainfall. The middle of the South China Sea, there's like 400 meters in Cheongsha and 462 in the other island there. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful of those heavy storms in the sea there and flooding especially. So stay safe. Shows more central Malaysia and Indonesia, could show like 172, some other spots 113. And if you zoom in, you see that the GFS almost like 193 sunspots in Malaysia. So stay safe. It has more in sunspots in Brunei too, some 150, 110, 98. So be careful those tropical downpours. And I don't know what happened, but the GFS just went crazy with Malaysia and Singapore. It's showing like 800 millimeters next 5 days, 700 millimeters southeastern Malaysia, like 200 millimeters in Singapore and those areas. But for me, this looks like a glitch because I don't see 800 millimeters falling there just in the next 5 days. So I don't think this will happen, but you never know. I think like maximum like 500 meters or 400 is possible, but 800 I don't think so, but you never know, so stay safe there and always be prepared in case of flooding and everything. The excess has more in the ocean than over land, but it does have some areas there close to 300 meters, and on the southeastern coast of Malaysia more than 200, and the icon shows less, like 192, just like 45 meters in Singapore. So it might go either way. So the way of the European and the GFS more than 100 meters in Singapore, or the way of the excess and the icon like just 40 meters there, or none of this if it changes. But just be careful in all of those areas there, since this is some very heavy rain, especially in those islands there, some heavy downpours. And now for there's also the Canadian model here that might help us. So it shows here like, wait, so just next 2 days or something, until the 10th, shows Central Philippines and those areas close to 200 meters already. So please stay safe with flooding there. Shows already some downpours in Indonesia, some spots in Madagascar, but until the 13th, the Canadian has that bright yellow there, some spots in northern Madagascar, that's like 250 plus meters, northern Madagascar, close to 300. So stay safe there, be careful. It also shows close to 150 in Mayotte, but be aware, but it might change also. Southern Malaysia, next 5 days, the Canadian does have those yellows there. I would say it's like 300 meters spots in southern Malaysia, and Singapore to 100 and something. So and eastern Sumatra, some spots too. So stay safe. Those areas there of northwestern Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Be careful the rainfall there. And shows some isolated winter showers in northern India. Soon we have some more winter weather forecasts. And yeah, and some islands like Seabreeze Village, that shows some 84 meters, some storms in King, and some showers in the Seychelles. Nothing crazy there still, but be aware. We recently talked about this rain in southern Africa, but just to warn you again, still shows this very heavy 100 to 200 millimeter downpours in southeastern Africa. So stay safe. Like over the next 5 days and even later, there still might be some downpours. So stay safe. Some spots of the Western Pacific, like Palau, some others there, that show 95 millimeters next 5 days, with the like bands of showers and storms just passing there. Nothing that crazy, but just be aware of some heavy rain from time to time. And as you can see there in Oceania, 200 to 300 meters in some spots of Samoa, and some other areas in next 5 days. But we'll talk in more detail tonight about that. Shows a shower during one, but barely nothing. And more like the northern Mariana Islands, some more showers. The GFS a little bit more in Guam, some 8 meters is surpassing showers there. So be aware those areas and stay safe. Now for some other wingas, that shows slightly breezier the seas in the Philippines and near Taiwan in some areas. And Thursday again, tomorrow shows some high gusts in the seas right between Taiwan and China, and also all the way down to the southern South China Sea. So be aware, the Philippines slightly breezier some spots in the Western Pacific, but there might be kind of normal. So yeah, be aware those areas. But this mainly it. Stay safe in Madagascar, this system coming, and warn others, and stay safe with the very heavy downpours and everything.